First of all, before we get into this overall broadcast and overall get into this video, just want to say thank you to all the people who have been patient with me as I had a nice weekend in Melbourne last weekend and had a nice break before getting these videos out. It's been a hectic season. It was nice to take a quick breather, but we'll now get back into it. And with what happened on Friday night, it was a chaos first quarter. Like in the Geelong game, like you could tell early on, like that Port Adelaide were a little bit off it. You could tell that they just weren't themselves of how they were playing. But in this game, I think even extremely early on, you could already quickly tell that Port had brought their game today. And after a week of getting fairly roasted and criticised in the media, they were like, their contested ball possession was insane, their like tackling was off the charts. Like it felt like any time Hawthorn got the ball and were able to make something of it, the power had like players ready to like tackle and just absolutely protect them in insane fashion. And overall, like it was the midfielders, it was Rosie, Zach Buzz had an incredible game, like in defense, like Will Drew, Brad and Zerk-Thatcher, like always were bringing the pressure, and I thought their small forward, like targets like Will Rioli, the Darcy Byrne-Jones was absolutely bullying them again as well, was just incredible as well. But credit to Hawthorn, they did respond, as they always have throughout this streak and throughout this season. And despite a very lackluster first quarter that had them down quarter time, like insane pressure by Jai Newcomb, who's had just a phenomenal finals debut this season. Of goals, Jack Gibbon and the wizard Nick Watson gave them a little bit of an edge and a little bit of confidence heading into the halftime break. But after that, it was just all pressure, contested pressure, and it was a true finals game, unlike no other. The kind of game that could have gone either way, and it was whatever team took their moment, took their opportunities, took their shots that would ultimately have won it. Both teams had small forwards games, were playing just absolutely insane and absolutely well, and even their tall forwards were coming off the show. Marvia Shaw had some big moment, and it's Todd Marshall, who will miss this prelim with a concussion, unfortunately, but he was massive for the power as well. And like just constant, endless pressure was just a hallmark of it into the fourth quarter. And whilst Port Adelaide had taken were leading for pretty much the whole game and had taken a strong lead into the fourth quarter, some contentious reffing decisions did allow the Hawks to stay in it, such as an out-of-bounds call that wasn't out-of-bounds and a few deliberates that really felt touch and go at the time and probably shouldn't have been called, but were overall called. And overall, the things that separated this game were moments like a ball bouncing off Port Van Zandt into Darcy Byrne-Jones' hands for a goal, and the final moment of the game, which after Hawthorn, who trailed by 14 late in the fourth, started to make a little bit of a comeback, and ultimately the ball was in the hands of James Sicily. Their season, their miracle run, and an insane, famous Hawthorn victory all on the line. The captain, who Sam Mitchell straight up said he would like to kick for them in a do-or-die moment. He kicks it, and it's a miss. Hits the post, and that's the difference that finishes a magnificent on Hawthorn. Port Adelaide win one of the best games I've ever seen. With them win, they go all city. Overall, what a game of football. For Port Adelaide, it was just to get that win and and to like not avoid a second straight sets exit was absolutely massive, and it really showed their players that they can do this. They can be finals players, and then they can win it at the time. And a dispatch of what was the hottest team in the competition at that moment was just so massive for their confidence. And I think it's a true Port Adelaide style victory in terms of their in general personality of the club before they came to the AFL. Backs against the wall, no one thinks we can win it. We're the South Australians knocking out these Victorians out of the competition. And for Hawthorn, overall phenomenal season. I can't say enough how proud I am of them this season and how far they've come throughout this campaign. To be 0-5 and then from 0-5 to basically one kick away from a preliminary final is just absolutely insane work by them, and Sam Mitchell deserves all the applause imaginable. The only thing I would fix is a little bit of pre-game cockiness and a little bit of just in general cockiness. Hawthorn all year being a team that like loves to celebrate, loves to give it to their opposition, and loves to really get under their opposition in. But I think it might have been taken a little too far after the Bulldogs game, because and I said this in the preview, that I really thought the Jack Ginnivan comment could come back to bite them, and by God it did. In this league, you never underestimate your opponent, you never disrespect your opponent, you never give them an inch of potential motivation, or as you learn the hard way. And Hawthorn learnt the hard way and got humbled in this game. And I'm sure in 2025 they won't be doing this ever again. Leads me to the scenes after the game. And this is what everyone's talking about. Not the Port win, not the James Sicily miss, not the insane game footy. This. After Ken Hinkley saved his job once again with one of his most famous victories, he, in terms of celebration, he went to the Hawthorn group and just mouthed off of them. Pretty much told them, get on the plane, see you in 14 days. Yeah, no, you won't be. See you later. And the Hawks players actually got a little bit angry at that right before Lou Bruce is going to be chaired off for his 300th. Like, overall, you've all seen the clip. I don't really need to go into full detail about what happened, but if you want to have my opinion about all of this, because there are a lot of people who are on the Powers side saying that the Hawks are just whining, whilst you also have a lot of people who are on the Hawks side who are like, Ken shouldn't have done that, Ken's a freaking idiot, why did Ken do that? I'm neutral to both, but to be honest, I am a way more on the Powers side with this. And don't get me wrong, Hinkley probably shouldn't have done that. But all season we've said we want coaches to show a lot more personality out of their players. We want coaches to show more personality. We don't want them to be robots. We want them to show personality. We want them to get excited about big moments. And this was as big as a moment as you could get. And to be honest, I loved what Ken did the more I think about it. It's a classic moment we would all celebrate and we've been wanting for so long from a coach. Yet the moment it happened, because it was against the fairy tale or the AFL at that moment, everyone just complained and whined about it, especially some former Hawthorn players. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm not going to name names, but you might have had your glasses on a bit too much for some of those takes you were making. And overall, like, Hawthorn's been giving it to all their opponents all year. You poke the bear, eventually the bear's going to bite back. And it bit back alright this time. Finally got a little bit of what they were dishing up to opponents all year on that Ken Hinkley moments in the post game, and how the players acted like it, especially Sam Mitchell in the press conference. Just, think Hawthorn came out of this way more the bigger losers. It's looking like a bunch of sooks now, to be honest. It's going to be a much odds view in this matchup now. Like, it's truly a rivalry defined now, and well and truly, box office viewing. Probably 2025 round 1 now. But, like, overall, I think it's one of the biggest overreactions I've seen in a long time, and I'm way more on Power's side. I actually liked it. And I think Ken Hinkley is like, well, he probably shouldn't have done it, but I like that he did it. Honestly, he's a lot more, like, I respect him a lot more now that he did it, because, like, that's one of the moments I'd love to see a coach do in my childhood, and I loved seeing. And I hate the fact that the AFL media reacted so, and the AFL itself reacted so badly to it that we probably will never see it again after this. So that's overall my take about that whole situation. Anyway, Hawthorn's season's over. Port Adelaide onto a Preliminary final against the Sydney Swans.